What's up, guys? Jason here, back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a review for Monday Night Raw and stuff. And it was an okay show and stuff. And they were live in Houston, Texas, and all that stuff. So it was kind of good. But let's go and get to it then. Don't want to waste y'all's time. Michael mentions The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins being announced for WrestleMania 40. We see rap star Travis Scott arriving with main event Uso. Gunther is shown arriving because they always do that. Whoever arrives, before the show starts. So yeah, it was during the afternoon when they arrived, which was yesterday afternoon. So yeah, all right, it's gonna get tuned in with a segment or stuff. So the theme for Drew McIntyre hits, and out comes the Scottish Warrior to kick off this week's show. He sells in the ring as Pat McAfee joins Cole on commentary to talk about McIntyre challenging Seth freaking Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40. Selfish, delusional, hypocrite, arrogant, junkie is how McIntyre begins. He says Rollins couldn't help himself, just had to accept the tag match with Cody against Rock and Reigns for night 1 ahead of their showdown for the title on night 2 of WrestleMania. The fans start giving McIntyre the what treatment. He comes up with the gem of response, say what. If you're glad I got rid of CM Punk, and the fans do, but then break out in a loud CM Punk chant. He laughs and says he's the only one keeping Punk's relevant right now. As McIntyre continues to run down Rollins for thinking everything revolves around him, he is cut off by the theme of Seth freaking Rollins. Out comes the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, asking McIntyre to do us all a favor and shut our mouth, big man. He gets in the ring. Shut your mouth. Well, that's what the thing was supposed to say. Big man, he gets in the ring with Drew. He tells McIntyre he's starting to sound a lot like CM Punk because until now he thought Punk was the biggest crybaby hypocrite. He says McIntyre seems to be wanting to become a honorary member of the Bloodline lately, claiming to hate them so much. He says he couldn't beat Cody without the Bloodline's help, or Jey Uso without their help last week. He says he thinks McIntyre would love nothing more than to have the Bloodline help him win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40. He would love to be The Rock's chosen boy. Rollins vows that he and Cody will beat the Bloodline duo of The Rock and Roman Reigns on night 1 at WrestleMania 40, so they won't be there to help him. On night 2, he also vows to leave McIntyre lane at WrestleMania 40, and when he wakes up, he'll hear the fans singing his music. The fans start singing. Drew goes to walk off, but Seth stops him and says, "One more thing," he tells him. His blown out knee, his back, The Rock, Roman Reigns has problems he has going into WrestleMania 40. He says, at the very bottom of that list of problems is Drew McIntyre. Drew walks back and looks angry. Seth tells him, take your shot, but he walks off. Alright, we get into the first match. We see the arrival of the Boogie Warriors backstage as Cole and McAfee plug their title defense of the undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Championships later tonight against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Back inside the arena, we hear the familiar sounds of Becky Lynch's theme song. Out comes the man to kick off action inside the ring on this week's show. Lynch takes on Liv Morgan as Liv Morgan Revenge Tour continues next. We head into a pre-match commercial break. Excuse me, sorry. As we settle back in from the break, Cole talks about WWE passing the 100 million subscriber mark on YouTube and brags about how many people this is more than such as the NBA, etc. Liv Morgan's theme hits and she makes her way out to the ring. The bell sounds and off we go. Lynch takes it to Morgan early on as Cole talks about being their first singles match in a couple of years. Lynch Morgan to the floor. She goes for a baseball slide, but Morgan dives back into the ring, hits the ropes, and splashes on Lynch at the floor after diving through the ropes. On that note, we shift gears ahead to a mid-match commercial break as the action continues, um, with Morgan in the offensive driver's seat. Um, when we return, we see Liv still taking it to Becky, including hitting a powerbomb from the apron to the floor for a close near fall. Back inside the ring, the man ends up taking back over, and she hits a manhandle slam with violent authority. She can't go for the follow pin attempt. However, as Morgan manages to roll out to the floor, we head to a second mid-match commercial break as the match continues. When we return, we see Lynch looking for the disarm her submission. Liv counters it into a submission of her own. Liv hits her Liv on finisher, but can't go on for the pin because Lynch rolls to the floor just like Liv did earlier in the match. Back inside the ring, Lynch catches Morgan off the middle rope for another manhandle slam, this time for the win. So the winner is Becky Lynch. Alright, after the match, Lynch gives Liv a nod of respect. Liv goes to leave the ring and head to the back as she does. We hear the familiar sounds of Rhea Ripley's theme music. Out comes Mommy to Babe Pop. Liv yells in her face as they pass each other on the ramp. Ripley heads to join Lynch, her opponent for WrestleMania 40. In the ring, Ripley is critical of her leaving more and more of herself in the ring every match. As they get closer and closer to WrestleMania 40, Lynch says, "When people believe in me, I'm good. When they doubt me, I'm great." She heads to the back. Alright, now we shoot to Raw and SmackDown GM Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis for a special duel announcement. They reveal the Judgment Day duo of Damian Priest and Finn Balor will be defending their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 40 in a six-pack ladder match. Damn, it's gonna be a hard match. The five teams will be determined in a series of qualifying matches that will take place over the next few weeks on Raw. And SmackDown. After the announcement is made, we see Priest and Balor freaking out with JD McDonough in the Judgment Day clubhouse. They head off to find Pearce and Aldis as we head to another break. Alright, second match is Ivy Nile, Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Alright, back inside the arena, we see Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree and the team of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell already in the ring. The bell sounds, and off we go with this one. Nile and Hartwell kick things off for the respective teams. Dupree does well early on as she goes for a caterpillar and comes LeRae, who backs her into a corner and scolds her like a child, yelling in her face how if she thinks people online hate her, she should hear how the women's locker room talks about her behind her back. She says she doesn't belong here. Dupree gets upset and leaves, and they drill her and covers her for the win. After the match, we head to another commercial break. So winner is Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Alright, backstage, we have a segment coming up. Backstage, we return to the Judgment Day complaining to Pearce and Aldis about their duel announcement from moments ago. They ask which one of them came up with the idea. They say, they got it from talking to R-Truth and Ms. Priest, and Balor demand a match against them tonight. Pearce says they aren't here, but R-Truth walks in like nothing's going on and starts talking the match and getting made. Back inside the arena, Michael Cole is in the ring and he introduces a video package recapping what went on Friday's SmackDown with Cody Rhodes slapping The Rock. Back live, Cole introduces his guest at this time. Cody Rhodes, the theme for The American Nightmare, plays, and now he comes for his advertised interview with Raw commentator. The fans sing along with his entrance tune as he heads to the ring to exploding fireworks behind him. He takes a seat in a chair next to Cole in the ring, and the two begin talking. Cody gets emotional and choked up, tearing about. At one point, he talks about what finishing the story means, and how his father and sister might not be around for him to give the title, but his mom is, and his wife is. Um, so next match we have coming up is next match. Undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, the Kabuki Warriors World Champions versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Um, Start. We see another video package for tonight's Gauntlet match main event, and then we return inside the Toya Center where Damage Control comes out. It's time for the Kabuki Warriors duo Asuka and Kairi Sane to defend their undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. They will. Sorry guys, I guess I. They will do exactly what that when we return. As we head to a pre-match commercial break. When we return, we see Liv Morgan sitting backstage after her loss to Becky Lynch. Lynch walks up and the two shake hands, only to be attacked from behind by Nia Jax. She mocks them as she puts them through tables. Back inside the arena, the Kabuki Warriors theme wraps up, and then the theme for their opponents hits, and out comes the duo of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. The bell sounds are fresh on with this one. The women's tag team title tilt. After some early back and forth action, we head to a mid-match commercial break with Baszler and Stark in the offensive lead. When we return, we see the challengers nearly pull off the win with a few minutes. With a few times ultimately. However, Kairi Sane hits a top rope elbow for the win to retain. So winners are still undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors. Alright, next match we have R-Truth versus Damian Priest. Backstage we see all of the Judgment Day minus Dominic Mysterio together in the Judgment Day clubhouse. They see Andrade and he enters. Oh, excuse me. They bring up Dominic vouching for him, and they asked if he's interested. He said he's always willing to do business after he leaves. They agree he might be a good addition because he brings a lot to the table. Damon Priest wants them to focus on their tag title six-pack ladder match and their business tonight. When we return from the break to a new video package, Patricia Nakamura, who tells us to keep our eyes open. Another view of airs to promote Gauntlet event. Then we return inside the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, where the Judgment Day theme hits. Out comes Senior Money in the Bank and one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. As soon as Priest hits, he runs over and decks Truth. Cole reminds us how worked up Priest is over our Truth being responsible for Pierce and all those announcement for WrestleMania 40. Priest continues to manhandle Truth after the bell sounds to get the match officially started. He pummels Truth for a minute or two and then launches him out to the floor. As Truth, sorry, that was kind of weird. As Truth recovers at ringside, we see DIY run out down to ringside. Damon goes out after Truth on the floor in front of him, but Truth sends Priest into the ring post. He then runs off the apron with the flying clothesline to Priest on the floor. On that note, we shake gears and head to a mid-match commercial break. As action continues, as we settle back in from the break, we see some back and forth action with Truth hitting some of John Cena's trademark spots, including the "You Can't See Me" 5-knuckle shuffle and the STF in the end. However, it was Priest who picked up the win after the match. The Judgment Day beat Truth down some more, so the winner is Damian Priest. Alright, we have another segment coming up. After the post-show, after the post-match beatdown of Truth from the Judgment Day, we see main event Jey Uso walking backstage with his Yeet sunglasses on. We had to another commercial break when we return with Becky Lynch challenges Nia Jax to a last women's standing match for next week's Raw. We also learn from Michael Cole that on tomorrow's new episode of Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast at 11 a.m., Paul will be making a big announcement. Back in the arena, Jey Uso's theme hits, and out he comes as Pat McAfee loses his crap and marks out as usual. He settles in the ring for our next match of the evening. His music dies down and he gets on the mic. I said, main event Jey Uso is now in your city. The fans chant, Yeet. He then continues. Jimmy Uso, the crowd gasps. He says he wants to holler at his big brother Jimmy for a minute. He then issues an official challenge for a one-on-one match against Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania 40. After the segment wraps up, we see a quick Gunther interview hyping the Gauntlet main event. Alright, main event time. Gauntlet for the Intercontinental Championship shot at WrestleMania 40. Ricochet versus Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bronson Reed and versus JD McDonough. Alright, main event time. The theme for Ricochet hits and how he comes to the ring for a gauntlet match to determine the opponent for the ring gem. Gunther's latest defense of his record reign as the longest running WWE Intercontinental Champion in history, in company history at WrestleMania 40. As Ricochet settles inside the square circle for our main event of this week's show, we shift gears and head to pre-match commercial break. When we return, announced that there will be a six-pack ladder qualifying bout on next week's Raw, in addition to Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax at last man woman bout. We then see promotion for CM Punk's return to Raw 2 weeks. Back inside the arena, the theme for JD McDonough hits, and then out comes the Judgment Day member to kick off this high stakes gauntlet match against Ricochet. The bell sounds are official off running with this one. Ricochet jumps into an early offensive lead. We see some decent back and forth action for a few more minutes, with McDonough starting to focus his offense on the res of Ricochet. Ricochet ends up hitting the finisher to pin McDonough with the pin. McDonough is eliminated. Ricochet continues in the gauntlet. Big Bronson Reed's theme hits, and now he comes as the next competitor in the six-person gauntlet match to determine Gunther's challenger for the IC title at WrestleMania 40. The bell sounds, and these two get after it, with Reed immediately going after Ricochet's ribs. Reed hits his tsunami finisher off the top rope for a quick pinfall victory over an already weakened Ricochet. Sami Zayn's theme hits, and the crowd goes wild, and Houston, as he makes his way down to the ring, already to find his path to a title match on a grand stage of the mall. Zayn immediately hits some high spots, and the action spills on the out the floor where he hits and runs and hits another one. After that, we shoot gears and head to another mid-match commercial break as our main event of the evening continues. Zayn hits a sunset flip powerbomb to eliminate Reed. When we return, the theme for Shinsuke Nakamura hits as a King of Strong style is out next in this gauntlet. After being eliminated, Reed tags Zayn. He beats him down and hits a top rope tsunami on him as Nakamura watches on. Reed finally leaves, and now Nakamura comes in to pick the bones. Nakamura looks to take out Zayn immediately with the Kinshasa, but Zayn avoids it regardless. Nakamura continues to be down and already worn out and exhausted Zayn. He hits a drop kick to knock Zayn off the apron and onto the floor. He sends him over the commentary desk as we head into a mid-match commercial break. When we return from the break, we see Nakamura beating Zayn down some more. Zayn ends up connecting with the Helluva kick out of nowhere for the pinfall. Nakamura is eliminated. Chad Gable comes out next, and he is the sixth and final competitor in this match. The bell sounds. Whoever wins the next gets Gunther at WrestleMania 40, and Gable refuses to attack Zayn while he's still down. He helps him up and points to the WrestleMania 40 sign. He says he wants to get there the way the two start getting after it. We head into a mid-match commercial break, our final of the evening. Gable is still working over Zayn. When we return from the commercials, Zayn starts to fight back and take over. The two start hitting high spots, with Gable going for a moonsault off the top. Zayn looking for a Helluva kick and Gable slapping on an ankle lock. Zayn hits another Helluva kick and slowly crawls over for the pin. Gable continues into a roll-up, but Zayn also kicks out. The crowd comes to life as both guys are down. Gable hooks Zayn from behind from a German suplex chaos theory. But Zayn avoids it. Gable hits Zayn with a clubbing forearm blows to the side of Zayn's head. He takes the straps down and hits Chaos Theory. He goes for the cover, but Zayn kicks out. Um, Gable slaps on the ankle lock again. Zayn reverses and rolls Gable for the pinfall victory with the win. Zayn is going to wrestling forward to challenge Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The crowd roars with a big pop as Zayn's theme plays after the pin. The commentators talk us through replays and highlights of the gauntlet. Gable looks emotional, realizing he came up short. He sees Zayn still down on the mat. He helps him up and pats him on the back. Zayn hugs Gable to comfort him, whatever, and defeat. The theme for Gunther hits, and out comes the ring general to boos from the crowd. It's Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the IC title on the grandest stage of them all. That's how the show went off. Alright, so it was a good match and stuff. So congratulations to Sami Zayn for going to WrestleMania for the face Gunther for the IC for the Intercontinental Championship belt, all that stuff. So it was kind of a good show, but yeah, that was kind of good. But anyways, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If not, and all that, but anyways, that was it, and I will see you all in the next video. Laters.